2020, August 16th, 7:34 a.m. So, as well as having evidence of cauterization in the several dozen death masks that she did, period, there's also evidence that directly in those death masks, there's evidence that she made what she wanted, the Prussians wanted her to make, which she did, and there's absolutely positively no way to prove that her death masks are actually the correct masks, period. And to actuality, in truth, there's even evidence that she didn't do what they wanted her to do because of the sheer hard fact reality that very shortly after that, there was an arrest warrant for her, and they wanted to arrest her and execute her for defying the public, the liberty, the French libertines, period. So so it didn't take more than a couple months for the libertine government to realize that she lied to them, period. But from that whole several months period of time, knowing that she was about to be arrested and executed for faking the death masks, she had already started to ship her her wax figures out and ship them to London, period. So when she was secreted out of France, out of Paris and out of France and across the Channel, the plan had been in place for 6 months, period. So her being forced to escape and the charges that were brought against her were in part because she lied to them and said, "Oh yes, that's Louis the XVI and that's Marie Antoinette and all these other people. Yes, that's them. Trust me." They figured out that she was lying, and it was her head on the block next, which she then carefully, skillfully had created a plan to get her models out and herself out, and everything was cool, period. So you have the evidence of the French royal family leaving. And where'd they go to? Well, they would have gone to their backup capital that Da Vinci had built for them 300 years before, 200 years before, and the backup capital would be Oak Harbor City, specifically the location of Bancroft Park. Period. Bancroft Park, was a structure there that the foundation and part of the basement is still in existence. The basement, the foundation of the building is still wider than the park itself by more than 50 to 75 feet. I've seen it myself when I was a kid, period. And workmen there had told me that they had seen themselves that the foundation went well under the street on one direction and well under the street on the other direction. Now, I didn't see the other side of the street. I was on the opposite side of the library. But I could see that the foundation had was good 15 by 15, 15 by 20, 15 by 30 section of that area of the, looking at the amphitheater, for lack of a better description, the theater-ish that's there in Bancroft Park. Looking at as you're looking at it from Colorado Boulevard, if you're looking at it to the right, it is to the right, and the torn up area, this is about 1979, 82, 83, somewhere in there. If you look there, you can see that the foundation of it goes underneath the street, and I can remember seeing it go underneath the street. That'd be Versailles, copy 2 or 3 or 4.